Raheem Sterling has had a career that his ability doesn't deserve. Wallah al-Azim, he's so finished, cuz.
What does that mean, Abdullah?
معناه he's lucky to be at Man City and killing it like that.
Well, how can you be lucky to be killing at a team like Man City?
That manager,
Yep, exactly.
he doesn't play you on for nothing, bro.
Wallahi. If Saka's there, that's the exact same. It will be
No way.
speaking. Wallahi, no, it's the same, cuz. It's the same. It's the same.
Abdullah, this guy is Wallah, he's half decent, Wallah, in Arsenal. How can you say if he came to City, he'll be the
Pep
same?
Guardiola transforms players. He does.
Abdullah, no. I can argue that point. Sterling, when he was at Liverpool, Wallah, he was smashing it too. He was smashing it too. So it wasn't because of Guardiola that he became the player that he is now.
He was a young, raw, pacey player. You know who was like that coming early on? Theo Walker. Is he good? Is he any good?
No, he didn't continue it, did he?
He didn't get a Pep Guardiola in his life. That's why. That's why.
He had Arsene
It's the
Wenger,
same
he had Arsene
shit.
Wenger.
Arsene Wenger's not a coach, he's a manager. Pep Guardiola coaches players. He changes them. He changes their habits. He changes how they play. You see a completely different player. When Raheem Sterling came to Man City, he couldn't finish any chance because he gets in front of goal, misses. No. And even it's not as bad as how it was. And even getting to that position he wasn't as good. Wallah, Theo Walker plays under Pep Guardiola. He's that exactly how Raheem Sterling is.
You know what to say about a bold man? Bold man is an angry man.
I'm about to come my hair bold next week.
Gang.
Are you going Umrah?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going too? Everyone's going. What do you want yesterday?
That's the new trend right now.
Umrah?
Yeah, because it's
Umrah's new thing, yeah?
It's the new thing.
For Ramadan only, but.
It's going to be Snapchat, but follow everyone's best. Everyone's going to best to do these ones, yeah?
I booked on Thursday.
Make dua for
Usually
Salla.
I'm
Make
like,
some personal dua, wallahi.
make
Make dua that Azam starts paying me for this.
myself.
You know what I mean?
I'll make dua for the Galacticoz.
No, man. That's
You
awesome.
going by yourself?
Wallahi, that's just the
Nah,
last
I
people
bought a
to fuck
ticket.
that for, Wallah.
I don't have no hotel, bro. I'm sleeping at the mosque.
Oh, you actually?
Don't do that homeless stuff, bro. You can't be homeless in Hajj, bro.
Yeah, people just get
The worst
bored.
way you're doing wudu at the mosque, and someone's I'm looking behind you while he's doing wudu, and then the thing comes around like that. You can see it going around. It's jumping around destination. It's going around my feet.
Let's get going. We don't have much time. All right, how's it going, people? Welcome back to the Galacticoz podcast. Hasanen, what you've been saying to people that are coming up to you?
Let's just say there's fans out there, man. Let's just say there's fans.
Stay school.
Stay in school, young kids. You know what I'm saying? The drugs are bad. You know what I'm saying, young bloods?
Today we're going to continue Hasanen's favorite series, the top 10s. And today we're doing the top 10 wingers of all time. There was a bit of, we have to, change it up a little bit because we can't talk about Messi, Ronaldo, the same old stuff. So Messi and Ronaldo, Pele, Maradona, those guys aren't included in this list. We're trying to go for old school kind of wingers, but there was something that Abdullah mentioned the other time. Abdullah, we were just talking in the car right now. You were saying there's no more like old school wingers, that kind of thing.
Wingers days are over, cuz. But there's a winger. When you think of a winger, it's like the guy that runs, takes the fullback on, and whips a cross in. There's none of them anymore.
That was the role.
But now
the roles changed.
Now it's like the front three are all strikers. There isn't one of them isn't a winger.
And there's a lot of rotations and things going on.
And not
like
just that, even like the players that play out wide, for example, Salah and Mane, their positioning isn't against the fullback of the other team. They're in between that fullback and the centre back. They stay in that space in between, and their fullbacks go and attack. Do the wide.
The wing backs.
crossing.
I was about to say the wing back. The fullbacks now do the crossing in.
So that's why there's that's why it was annoying because with the lists and stuff, the names that we're putting on.
You had to go back.
I don't classify the current players or the players that are from the more recent era as wingers. They're just attackers. Like, are they attacking midfielders or attackers? It's not really.
Only fullbacks with balls in.
Yeah,
I think it's unfair now
nowadays.
as well. Like, people expect wingers to score goals right now more than just putting assists and things like that. So, yeah.
But the thing is, they're not expected to drop back as much as they were back in the days too.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right, let's get into it. So today, as usual, everybody in this room was involved, and another like 4 people were involved outside of the people on the podcast. We had an overall of 28 players mentioned.
I can't remember. Is that a lot?
That's not too bad. That's a lot. Well, actually, that's actually a lot.
I remember 32. We said 32 once.
No, the max we had was like 35. Yeah, that was a lot. But this is okay, not too bad. But a lot of the names were actually very similar. There's some odd ones here and there. But let's get into it. But before we do, the starting lineup for today, we've got Midris, Ravo, and on the other side we've got Mohamed Afa, the Truth, and the coach. All right. Number 19.
The coach's not flying with
So
me.
played, bro.
It's not
It doesn't do him justice.
For what he offers?
For the office يعني, what are you saying?
ما بدنا نكتر الاسماء بالعربي عشان كذا.
No, but he's the coach. Abdullah, he was so much of his personality more than coach.
Big coach Abdullah, bro. That's
Cutthroat, maybe.
Oh no, that's this guy here.
That one here, that could stick. Wallahi.
Cutthroat.
Cutthroat Abdullah, that could stick.
This guy just wants to make me look evil.
Some part of his personality.
This guy thinks I'm a bully. Look back on the bench كذا.
Cutthroat, والله.
Abdullah has his own reputation. Don't try to stick it on me. But anyways, let's get into it. Number 19, we've got Leighton Baines by yourself, Vinicius Junior, Ginola, and to me, I put in Amr.
Amr should be in this conversation about wallahi.
Top 10 wingers of all time.
Huh? Maybe yeah.
Leighton Baines has an end.
What the hell is that, bro? That guy's not even a winger, bro. What do you mean he was, bro? He's a fullback. He's known as a fullback more.
Yeah, I thought he was a fullback as well.
He's a fullback, but when he gets the window, do you remember the balls he used to whip in?
Yeah, his delivery was.
His delivery was on point.
Yeah.
Free kick taking on point, and he had a long great career from that wing. Well, and it's more of an Everton fanboy kind of thing.
That's like us. That's like us putting Trent Alexander-Arnold on this list.
If Leighton Baines played in this time, in this era, he would be a much better player too. Wallahi. He played in the wrong era.
That's true.
If he played in this era, with where he just have to defend, if he was just asked to do what he done without defending,
but had the free kicks and that kind of attributes with it too, because that's why Trent Alexander-Arnold has his beak for that kind of stuff. He was doing that before.
Not as athletic as that guy.
This just sounds like an Everton disease. Like
it's not Everton disease. It's
just like with the Phil Jagielka.
Phil Jagielka was a great defender.
Come on, bro, slow down, wallahi.
Lucas Neal.
The other player here.
Lucas Neal was a howler.
Shocking, wallahi.
You look at that episode.
That episode is cut, bro.
It is, yeah.
Yes. Don't do it again, wallahi.
Don't just there.
Anyways, the other player here that stands out, and I reckon maybe this one could be fair in a few years' time, Vinicius Junior. You're the one who put him in.
Well, I'm mad, bro.
Unbelievable, wallahi. Unbelievable. He's had at the start, I wasn't too convinced, wallahi, at the start. Like I think most people. This guy's laughing because this guy says I look like Vinicius Junior.
A little bit. The smile is there.
There's something there about
Zuma more. I'll claim the Zuma one, not the Vinicius one.
Cat kicker? You want to take the cat kicker?
The cat kicker. But yeah, at the start I wasn't very convinced. But now he's proving wallahi that he's gonna become elite, wallahi. He's gonna become elite. His link up play is unbelievable. When he's on the ball, when he's running at the defender, he's dribbling, his skills
he's always been a good dribbler, and because he's so fast, it's so easy for him to get to the final third, but he's brushed up like on his final third.
You know what it is, Abdullah? It's very rare I've seen a winger have like a combination of those two very well. Like the speed and the dribbling. Hasi, for example, like Raheem Sterling.
Nigga trash.
Dribbling, not the best, but he uses his speed to get past most players. Vinicius has both.
Vinicius is going to be one of the best players in the world.
Do you think? And this might be a bit of a stretch, but do you think he can achieve what Neymar didn't achieve?
Maybe. It's possible, wallahi. He doesn't have his ability, but in terms of achievement, he can match him. He can match him. He can win the Champions League. He can win multiple league titles.
Winning any
just the potential, the hype behind Neymar. Do you think he can deliver on that?
Neymar's ceiling was very high.
Yeah. Vinicius
Neymar's ceiling was the greatest player of all time.
Yeah.
Vinicius 15, yeah, too.
But there was a bit of hype, but not as much as Neymar.
No,
there was a bit of
Vinicius.
No. There was a bit of hype about him when he came from Brazil.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because the first time I ever saw him was on the FIFA cover.
Yeah,
I don't remember this.
They expected him to be a big deal.
You know what, Azam, which probably people argue, if Neymar didn't have that kind of expectation to him, would if he...
And Vinicius doesn't, so Vinicius will be... Vinicius, but all I know is, in the next 10 years, if it's going to be... In 10 years from now, it's going to be a very different conversation about
I love
it. He's a beautiful winger, bro. Just that Brazilian, rich, dribbling, looks good on the field. And plus
he has a hunger to him too.
Dude, I love playing him on FIFA because I just sub me 60th minute, just knock the ball forward. No one's
because with Haaland and Mbappe, I think he'll be in that conversation when it comes to Ballon d'Or and stuff in the future. I think he's
and they might be playing together, all three of them too.
The last player, I thought you were gonna put him in. Ginola, Ibrahim put him in.
Ginola?
Yeah.
Them niggas is older niggas, man, lame man niggas.
That one was a winger, but
he's a winger.
That's a true winger, yeah?
Yeah,
true and true.
He's French, he played for Newcastle.
Yeah, he was actually a proper winger, but
yeah, he was.
Muhammad Abdel, they have no idea who he is.
This segment of the podcast, we should call it, that's a history class. What? No, when nobody knows who the guy is, then Hassanin or Abdullah or someone that's watching documentaries.
I watched him play towards the end. I think I watched him play at Tottenham, I think.
Yeah, he played at Tottenham as
well.
well.
Did he finish his career at Everton? He did, right?
I can't remember, but I remember he playing... I remember him being at Tottenham. I remember him being
His
just a star.
problem and why people don't know him is because he was never a big part of the national team.
Never.
Even though he played in that French.
But even Eric Cantona wasn't either on the French team.
Even though they played at the same time as that in the 90s.
Like that team
Yeah.
had.
Maybe for Cantona, maybe for other reasons he wasn't in there.
Cantona had
but-
beef for some players or some coach.
He's a very controversial bloke.
It's like in the future people not knowing about Dimitri Payet. It's like that.
Dimitri Payet was a
His
star.
time-
But the stint was short. So, يعني there was a short stint.
He's one of those, the streets won't forget this guy. Huh?
Nah, he
The
was-
streets
nah,
will
he
not
was-
forget him. 'Cause I was watching him play against Marseille the other day, bro, with Marseille.
Yeah, he's a gun.
But he went on him, man. That's trash.
Well, like I was having this conversation with someone else about Dimitri Payet. France, the annoying thing is they don't play with attacking midfielders. Otherwise, the guy should be in that squad every time.
But Abdullah, they worked around him when he was there, bro.
No, but
Wallahi, they did.
because he was so important.
But that's what I'm
He got
saying.
his chance, in the
But I'm saying-
2016 Euros.
yeah, but
he was
they
there.
should have kept him on. They didn't even take him to the World Cup in 2018.
But who else do they have a good attacking
They don't
midfielder?
have they don't play with attacking midfielders. The three in the middle have to be engines best. And
Isn't
then
there a false nine with Griezmann or something?
Yeah.
And then Giroud up front it was. That's how they used to
they
have.
played I think with Kante, Pogba, and Dimitri Payet in midfield. They were the three in midfield.
Anyhow, let's move on. Number 18, we've got Leroy Sané and Overmars, again by your brother, Ibrahim.
Yeah,
It's always going to be him, right?
I thought of Overmars.
I didn't put him on my list, wallahi. No. The Leroy Sané, I didn't put him at all in my list.
That one, Ahmed put him in.
Yeah, but I'm not mad at it at all, wallahi. When he was especially when he was in Manchester City, he was bringing it, wallahi. The only reason why he didn't get much of a chance, obviously, because the City squad is stacked to the max. Although I thought he was better.
You rate him, Hassan, right?
I love him.
love
You
him,
rate him
yeah.
more than Sterling, though?
I think he's better than Sterling. He is better. Way better than Sterling.
I can Sterling can't tie his laces. But I'll tell you what. Why is he still on the bench even for Bayern Munich?
Yeah, and I don't understand. He must be a shit trainer or something.
Yeah.
Because
Nah,
he's
it's
never
the
kept his place
consistency.
at City.
It's a
No.
consistency.
Abdullah, he'll run amok for 3 games, goes to the next 2 games, run amok for another 2 games, and then goes for another 3. That's how he was.
He's the kind of player.
That's missing.
He's the kind of player you keep on the field no matter what, because he can make something happen at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Hassan is not as consistent as in Brian as he was in City, wallah. But in terms of better than Sterling, he has a skill match with the speed.
Even
wallah.
Germany left him out of the team too, didn't they?
In the squad.
Germany for the World Cup 2018. They left him out of the
Nah, I
team.
think that was injury.
That was injury. It was
was
injury,
injury,
wallah.
yeah.
It was injury. Yeah, I remember that. There was a bad tackle on him. He got injured. But not mad at all, wallah.
I don't want you to talk about Raheem Sterling yet because he's going to come up soon.
Yeah, I know. But with the comparisons, it always happens for some
Always
reason.
them too.
But one's achieved so much more than him. Anyways, we'll get back.
Let's
to
move on.
that.
Let's move on. Number 17. And this
Hey,
player-
Overmars. You talk about Overmars. You guys even know?
Overmars, Arsenal legend.
Arsenal legend.
And
And
he
Dutch.
played Barcelona.
History 101.
Another one, huh?
History 101, wallah. Who is that, Hassan?
He's a
legendary winger.
A legendary winger, bro. When I first started watching football, he was like one of the best players in the world. Like at that time, 98 World Cup, he was one of the best like high players. At Arsenal was great. Even I think with Barcelona too.
Yeah, he was in Barcelona. He's in Captain Majid.
Yeah.
Another one.
Six.
That show, All Stars was.
Jesus Christ.
Mohamed Reis' boy Rivaldo's in it too.
Ibrahim's going strictly for the list. Like,
Ibrahim's this is all just retro people. Bro.
As when I heard that, I thought it was Ammar for a second, but when I heard those names.
Nah, Ammar didn't put in his list.
I'm not going to put his list. So we'll have to Google every player on the list.
Let's move on. Number 17, we've got 2 players sharing this list. One of them, Hassan, and you rate. I don't think anyone in this room here rates him, but you put him pretty high on your list. But the other one, I'm just so happy that we actually put him on. Son made it in this list.
Wow, Hassan is the only one that rates him.
No. Son, that's the first player that everybody, and then the one that Hassan only put was Nani.
You guys have put Nani?
Whoa.
Zayn, what are you doing?
You guys have put Nani?
Hassan, wallah, you know what?
What are
Wallah, I
you
agree with you on
eating?
that one, wallah. Wallah, I do.
Nah.
Yeah, wallah.
You want Nani?
Wallahi, there was a
Nah.
period where this guy was the truth, bro. Wallahi, it was unbelievable, wallahi. I'm gonna use Hassan's terms. Wallah, Hassan, I agree with you, wallah. I know, don't let these guys get
You're on from now?
Yeah, wallah.
I'm the only one that had Nani on the list.
Explain yourself, wallah, and I support you, wallah. Wallah.
Nani had moments where the question was him and Ronaldo about who's better.
Wallahi, I was gonna say that. Wallahi, there was a question.
No way, bro.
Wallahi, there
You're
was
tripping
no.
out, man.
It was always he's the next Ronaldo.
No,
He was always
there was
behind-
times where I was watching United.
It was them three. It was Nani, Ronaldo, and Quaresma. That's what it was. The whole
And
time.
Charisma was in the back of the back.
Charisma, wallahi, I saw a
still
little
plays-
highlight
he's
clip.
still
Wallahi,
plays
al-azim
now.
of him. Wallahi, but yet he had more ability than Ronaldo, 100%.
Charisma's a
Technical
star.
ability, yeah.
I said there was times where I was
Even
watching.
Nani is more skillful than Ronaldo if you want to talk
Wallahi, he's done Nani, but then Nani wins the ball. His galib, his shot, his finesse, He's like his touch was
Oh,
amazing.
but he didn't.
Very similar to Mahrez.
But he's
now.
very, very inconsistent.
Yeah,
bro.
very similar to.
He's
Wallah,
very inconsistent, bro.
He's a party boy. He didn't have that discipline that Ronaldo had. Didn't he and Ronaldo coming together?
Yeah, I think.
Nah. He's younger. He's younger than
But
Ronaldo.
the period was the
He was
same.
always like that one step behind
Wallah,
Ronaldo to
Hassan,
make it.
there was times where I was actually watching Nani. I thought Nani was better on the pitch than Ronaldo. At times, wallah. At
You
times,
guys are
wallah.
blind.
For you to even get compared to Ronaldo for a long period of time, and he won a lot. And he won on heaps. He probably won more than anyone on this list.
Was your party boy and stuff like that? Oh,
Hey, he probably won more than anyone on this. He was.
Nah,
He probably won more. He probably won more than anyone on this list besides number one.
It's
My
because
number
he was
one.
at United, cuz man, it's not.
Nah, but he
it's not because of him.
wasn't a passenger. Abdullah, he wasn't a passenger. He was starting in that team when there was.
Throughout his entire Manchester United career, he was mainly a substitute, bro.
Yeah,
he was
bro.
never a starter, bro. What do you say? No,
Yeah, he
he was
was.
never a starter, bro.
Who was
He was never a
starting-
starter. He was never
starting ahead of him?
even throughout like Giggs' all Enders, he wasn't even sliding ahead of him.
I say, well, I got you on that one, wallah.
Guys, he was a good player. Don't take anything away from him.
Great player.
He's
But
brilliant,
like,
he's brilliant, but
Brilliant,
no way, bro.
wallah.
you can't
Unbelievable.
say like he was close to
He can't
Ronaldo,
be in
bro.
top 10 because of all time. No way. No way. The other one is Son. Son, I think, is.
Son is best.
that's fantastic.
What about I tell you? What is my hot take here? I think Son's best player in the world.
Hey, you know what's gonna happen?
That's not a hot take.
You know what's gonna happen in this?
That's just delusional.
You know what Hassan
Wallah,
Azam?
Azam, Wallahi, you know what? There's an argument.
Wallah, the best player in the world.
Wallahi, there is. Wallahi.
Nah,
Wallahi,
relax,
Azam. No, Azam.
Relax,
Okay. No. Imagine him playing for Real Madrid or Barcelona and being in a big team in the Champions League. Wallahi, Azim, he'd be in the conversation.
But he has to do what he's doing, Abdullah. He has to do what he's doing.
I said that in one of the other episodes I recorded. If he was an Asian, he would be rated much higher.
If he was an
He-
Asian, he'd be the
Azam.
best player in the world, undisputably.
That Wallahi, he's a good.
Ryan, what do you have to say about this, bro?
Nah, it's too much. I think
Wallahi, Azam, you know, in terms of it's not like ability that you haven't seen before, but what he does with what he has is too much. Wallahi,
You know what? For someone to rebuttal that, someone's gonna ask you, what is he lacking, wallah?
Muhammad, thank you, Wallahi. What doesn't he have?
The guy has speed. The guy finishes. He links up play. He assists.
when he's 1-on-1 with the keeper, Wallahi, Azim, it doesn't even cross your mind. that
There's
he's
only
gonna
one thing I wanted to
He
do.
should go. No, he should
I
go
wanted
to
to go to a
Bayern.
bigger club.
That's it.
Do what
Bayern's
he's
the
doing
team.
there. Then we'll talk about it.
do the
no,
exact same thing
But
anywhere,
he's
cuz.
bullying. He's bullying the back.
At a high league, yeah.
Hassanin is holding him back, bro. It's the same thing with Kane. If he goes to Bayern Munich,
Yeah, Kane,
he'll go
exactly.
straight into the starting lineup.
Nigga, we don't want to see that Wolfsburg, that Volkswagen. We don't want to see Volkswagen.
No, but he'll do in the Champions League. Look at the thing, bro. They just choked right now, bro. If Son was in that team, wallahi, they would have went.
Are you saying
But
go back to
nigga,
Bundesliga?
I'll tell you why this Bundesliga teams choke. These Bayern Munich teams only win when they're stacked to the roof. I'll tell you why, because they don't play week in, week out tough teams, bro. Over just bully Volkswagen and Mercedes and Werder and Mönchengladbach. They bully these teams. And when it comes to Champions League, they get a shock. Even a team like Villarreal can give them that work.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a good team. That's a good team. Really.
No.
But what I'm saying is, let him go to any big team. But I'm saying Bayern Munich's a team that will suit him. It's
No
a nice
way,
team,
bro.
My nigga,
Cuz
this
if he
nigga
goes
is
to
the
Real Madrid,
This guy against Madrid.
Who's gonna?
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, we just talk about Vinicius right now. Why he's gonna take his position?
if he made that move before Vinicius only became this gun
This
now
year.
this year and last and
The
towards
only
the
thing
end
that I
of
was
last year.
asking Azam about when I because I put him on my list, I was like to him, is he just a winger? I feel like sometimes he comes in as a number 9. Yeah.
No, he can play.
One of those things that comes up on number
He plays
9.
false 9 at
He
Bayern
plays that
Leverkusen.
false
He
9.
can play false
That's
nine.
what I was saying.
Muhammad, what is he lacking?
Wallahi, Muhammad, wallahi,
like you said.
to tell you, Azam, anything you're saying is delusional. It's not, because he walks into any front three in the world right now, and that if where
Liverpool is tough. Liverpool, he can't walk into that. Manchester City is
Liverpool
tough
fans would
as
take
well.
him over Mane.
Right now, maybe. Right now.
Actually,
But
Klopp
in
would
terms of
love
what
him,
Mane has
yeah.
achieved, what Mane has done, and what Mane's potential is, come on, bro. You
Azam,
can't
wallah,
say it.
I'll take it.
Diaz can do what Mane does. They don't even need him.
And not just that.
But Diaz can't do what
Mane is going through a rough patch right now.
If
like, that's
Liverpool,
why.
Azam, if Liverpool had bought Son when they bought Mane, it's the same, if not better.
Boys,
Wallahi.
Wallah, I'll take Son any day of the week at Barcelona. I'll give him the captain's armband. Wallah, if I
Because
can.
you take anyone at Barcelona at the moment.
He's
Losing,
good enough to be best
you
player
guys got
in
knocked out. You guys got knocked out by Frankfurt. You take anyone at the moment, yeah?
Yeah, wallah.
I'm just trying to make a point that this guy, yes, he is. He's one of the best. One of the best wingers in the world. Definitely underrated and everything.
And I think the
Best player in the world.
That's a
Relax.
the Asian.
Relax, cuz.
You know what's gonna happen? You know how Hassan Afo when he said Benzema is the best player in the world?
That's what it
And then he
sounds
goes,
like.
what?
We all laughed at him, and do what happened after? He scored another hat trick in Champions League, and then scored another goal to win. Wallah, you see what I'm saying? So-
Until Son does that, Benzema is the best player in the world. Let's move on. We've got number 16, and this player, only one person put him in, Gnabry. Speaking of Bayern Munich
Yeah,
players.
Put him that.
I was actually
He's
thinking when
the
you
only
said
one that
Sané,
put him
well,
in.
I was thinking about him. I was thinking about him.
How
when
much you
said
put
him.
him?
No, I didn't put Abdul Majid. He said the only one that put him.
Yeah.
Gnabry, that bro. Listen, wallah.
2 years ago, he's one of the best players in the world.
Exactly. I was gonna say that, wallah. 2 years ago, he's and the fact that wallah, you guys let him go is unbelievable, wallah.
No, but it wasn't.
Abdullah.
He was
You
still
guys are playing in Nketiah?
He was still
And this
young.
kind of nigga, you
Wallahi,
put that guy in.
You guys know what I think about Arsenal. Wallahi, man, don't even. Her team?
Because they don't want to pay anyone, bro.
Nah, bro. It wasn't even a contract issue. He was at his worst
And he's got a shit
when
coach.
he was at Arsenal.
This is a good question right now. See, do you boys rate Gnabry? Just open,
Yeah, 100%.
open
I
question.
think he's a good player. He shouldn't touch this list from with a 10-foot pole.
Do you think so? This is a question especially for you, Hassan. So you think he's a good player, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Gnabry Abdullah, was he like this at Arsenal?
No, he wasn't.
Answer honestly.
You could see glimpses of it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not
wasn't
gonna
like
lie.
this.
He wasn't
He
like
wasn't
that.
like this.
Okay, he went to the Volkswagen League and he became like that. And now this guy rates him.
I was just gonna say that's exactly the reason why he's moved up. But what it is, it's more. If he kept doing it at Werder Bremen, I think that's where he went before, or was it Wolfsburg? Before Bayern. From Arsenal, he either went Wolfsburg or Werder Bremen, one of the two. I don't know. Yeah, but then he went to Bayern. And that's the difference. Bayern do it on the world stage. They do it in the Champions League. He remember he played against Barcelona and destroyed them. He played against Tottenham in Tottenham and scored like 4 goals at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So he did it on the big stage. It's not because we're not rating him because he's doing it in that league. He did it in the Champions League as well.
Khalas then. I think when it comes to players,
I look for ability. His ability, I think he's there. I think he's a good player.
He's
Wallah.
got the ability, he can score goals. I think some players, they need that. You know, the Premier League's a hard league. Yeah? So he struggled at Arsenal. He even went to West Brom for a bit. He struggled there. Then you go to those leagues, you get a bit of confidence, bro. Look at Villarreal right now, Kat. Lo Celso, Kat, he was a flop for Tottenham. We're like, sell him. He's in the Champions League semi-final right now.
Even what's his name? Even
Francis Coquelin, Etienne Capoue.
Hey, what's up with that Zuma guy? Is that guy the trashiest striker you've ever seen in your life that can score goals?
Wallah, he's alright.
Oh, trash.
Wallah, he's alright.
Danjuma.
Danjuma. Wallah, he's alright.
alright.
Who is he, bro?
He's alright.
But
But
he's-
Villarreal winger.
The Muslim guy.
Oh, that guy. That guy's. I feel like I don't know. Bro.
Wallah, he's
He's
alright.
been putting him away lately.
He's alright. But yet, you know what?
He's been putting him away. Yeah.
Proof that Hassanen's theory is right. Jadon Sancho killing it in the Bundesliga and then can't do it in the Premier League. Wallah,
Hold on, bro. Give that guy time.
how are
Because
we gonna judge this though? Like, how are we gonna judge this? Like, this guy, he couldn't do
no,
it
no,
with
give,
Arsenal.
give him time because he started to. No, but Abdullah, he started to pick it up. Abdullah's picking it up. He's been picking it up lately. Wallah.
he's not
Wallah,
gonna do
yes.
it. He's not gonna do it.
Abdullah, next year he's gonna be one of the best
He's
players in
not
the Premier
gonna do
League.
it. You know what I think about him? He's
I think Wallah.
footstool player trying to play outdoor. That's what he is. Man,
but the question that I just asked you
Sancho
guys-
is amazing, man.
Look, he couldn't do it in the Premier League. Or he didn't do it as big, Gnabry in the Premier League, and then he went to the Bundesliga. And then right now everybody rates him, but he's doing it in the Bundesliga, and then he's doing it 1 or 2 games in the Champions League.
No. But we're saying.
So Sancho right now not doing it in the Premier League and doing it in the Champions League and in the Bundesliga. I don't know why people don't rate him.
I need
Sancho?
Gnabry.
I never
Sancho?
rated him even in the Bundesliga. Remember Sancho? I never thought he was that good. Wallahi.
No, but Gnabry needs to make that move to back, and I need to see what he does now. I don't know about
Wallahi,
that.
he would. Muhammad, at Arsenal, he was like 18, 19. Wallah, you guys, you need to understand. He was a young player. Like, you need to be polished up hard when you're an
We
attacker.
can't talk on
cuz.
the unknown, but wallah, we can't talk on the unknown, wallah.
It's
He
unfair,
needs to
bro.
do
Some
it.
players just can't perform in the Premier League, man. That's
No,
how it
bro.
is.
Serge
The Premier League's a hard
Gnabry
league,
would
yeah.
kill it in the Premier League. His physical attributes are so good. Imagine combining that with his pace and his finishing right now. He's developed so much more, cuz.
Yeah, he has.
What
There's no
my
argument about
point
that,
is if a player flops it in the Premier League, we can't just say his whole career is a flop because he goes to
Yeah.
another league and kills it.
I think
because
so,
they
bro.
come in the Champions League and they
And
destroy some of the Premier League teams.
then we rate him again.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
what I'm saying
So they
is
have to do it in the Premier League.
No.
If you don't do it in the Premier League, do it in
do
the Champions
Champions,
League.
do it. UEFA Cup, UEFA Cup, Europa
Yeah.
League, whatever league you're playing.
Do it
whatever.
against other European
Yeah, but
teams.
you can't.
Don't
you
just
can't
do it in your league and tell us.
Don't
"Khalas."
tell me. You can't be bullying Volkswagen or you know what I'm saying, and tell us nah, man.
Hassan, some players need to go to other leagues, get that confidence, get that game time, play the Champions League. Like De Bruyne, he was flopping it. He went to Wolfsburg. Your league, Wolfsburg, Volkswagen. He went there, ran them up, came to City, and look what he's doing, bro. He's
But
putting
then
in a
again,
shift.
that's the exact same thing as Serge Gnabry. How young was he when he was at Chelsea? You can't expect an 18, 19-year-old to be the best player in the league.
محمد صلاح كان نفس الحاجه كمان.
Yeah.
فهمت شو قصدي؟
But they're young. When you're young, you can't. It's so rare to find a young player at 17, 18, 19 being like
Ready.
an established player in a Premier
no,
League
you
team.
can't.
Saka.
Saka, the trash.
Saka, because Arsenal, man, wallah, we've got nothing.
Allah, he was just
Saka came in.
he was tricking a response here, wallah. That shit
Can't
player,
stand
man.
that guy, bro. Wallah, Azim, I've never been irritated by any player in any sport. Not only soccer, in any sport, that guy, he's so ugly to watch, bro. You feel like you're getting robbed of your money watching him play.
And then the fact that these guys, their fans, they rate him so much, it just shows the more you sink, the more you sink as a club, the more these kind of things.
That's what I'm saying. The more these kind of things.
They'll add a crazy low. That's
yeah, when you're a crazy low, these players they khalas, they're the highest you can get in terms of quality.
England rate him as well, though. He gets called up every week. Anyhow, let's move on. We're getting to your player right now, number 15. We've got Raheem Sterling.
Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. Like Raheem Sterling, obviously best in England. There's no doubt about that. And it can be argued best in the world. And he's in that position, wallah. What do you mean?
Raheem Sterling has had a career that his ability doesn't deserve. Wallah al-Azim, he's so finished, cuz.
What does that mean, Abdullah?
Ma'na, he's lucky to be at Man City and killing it like that.
Well, how can you be lucky to be killing at a team like Man City?
That manager,
Yep, exactly.
he doesn't play you on for nothing, bro.
Wallahi. If Saka's there, that's the exact same. It will be.
No way.
Wallahi, no, it's the same, cuz. It's the same.
Abdullah, this guy is wallahi, he's half decent, wallahi, in Arsenal. How can you say if he came to City, he'll be the
Pep
same?
Guardiola transforms players. He does.
Abdullah, no. I can argue that point. Sterling, when he was at Liverpool, wallahi, he was smashing it too. He was smashing it too. So it wasn't because of Guardiola that he became the player that he is now.
He was a young, raw, pacey player. You know who was like that coming early on? Theo Walker. Is he good? Is he any good?
No, he didn't continue it, did he?
He didn't get a Pep Guardiola in his life. That's why.
He had Arsene Wenger.
Arsene Wenger's not a coach, he's a manager. Pep Guardiola coaches players. He changes them. He changes their habits. He changes how they play. You see a completely different player. When Raheem Sterling came to Man City, he couldn't finish any chance because he gets in front of goal, misses. No. And even it's not as bad as how it was. And even getting to that position wasn't as good. Wallahi, Theo Walker plays under Pep Guardiola. He's that.
No
exactly
way,
how
no
Raheem
way,
Sterling
bro. You're nuts.
Sterling has much more
Attributes than wallahi Theo Walker does. And Theo Walker never dominated, wallahi, like Sterling.
Theo Walker can't dribble if it was live.
Life, bro. Are you crazy?
Even Raheem Sterling.
Raheem Sterling scored 88.
Like how Amr says.
Raheem Sterling
scored كده and he comes off his
on my
head. And that's how Raheem Sterling is, guys.
والله محمد صلاح يزبر فرفر والله اسينا. Raheem Sterling is number 9. He's number 9 on my list.
Who's that?
Raheem Sterling.
No, 10-foot ball.
Listen. I don't need him to do crazy skills in order to get past the player. The guy uses his pace. He gets past the player. He impacts the game.
He knows what he's good at.
He knows what he's good at. He uses it to his advantage.
He scored 88 goals for Man City, bro.
How many years has he been there?
6 years.
Doesn't matter.
7 years.
That's still alright for a winger.
He's 27 years old, bro.
Abdullah, this guy's not a number 9, bro.
Solid 5
5
years.
years. He's not going to get any better.
No, definitely not.
He's not going to get any better.
No way.
This is it.
Absolutely.
But someone doing it since 18 years old.
18 is old.
And doing it for that long.
If niggas aren't gonna rate Bukayo Saka, you can't rate this guy.
Abdullah, what are you saying, bro?
The guy's been doing it for 8 years, Abdullah.
Too much,
This kid's been doing it for
It's wallah, you do see the overstretched comments.
Nah, bro,
Don't say
get
Bukayo
outta here,
Saka
bro.
compared to any
I know we're saying Bukayo Saka now. We don't even rate him at Arsenal now. If he went to City, what do you think we'll say about him? If he went to a team like City,
Just like Raheem Sterling became a big player, Saka would do the same thing.
biggest rubbish I've heard in my life.
Wallahi.
talking about
Hassan just has something against Saka, so he's not even kind.
No, wallah, he doesn't. Wallah, we all say this. Even Abdullah agreed with it. He's a trash player.
No, but I'm saying in terms of ability, man, it's not. Raheem Sterling doesn't have that much more. Cause chill.
Wallahi does.
Wallahi, chill, man.
And he's won so much in his career too. How many Premier
Yeah,
Leagues?
he's won because he's part of that team.
No, not because he's part of that team. Wallah, wallah, he's not. Because he's been part of that team for a while too, Abdullah. It's not like he just came this year.
He was in that team before Guardiola.
Yeah, he was. Exactly. If Pep Guardiola was there before him, Pep Guardiola's not buying him. Yahlam. He can dream about
Wallah,
that.
Back to Hassan's theory of why he wouldn't buy him.
Of course he wouldn't buy him. He looked at the colour of his skin. He'll be like, no thanks. You can't play. Yeah? I don't need centre backs.
He came to the team, he saw Sterling there, and he kept him.
Kept him, wallah.
Guardiola, you know how Guardiola is. If Guardiola does not like someone,
tell you, see
they're
you
out
later.
the door.
See you later.
So the fact that he stayed there for this long,
before you.
it shows something. Saka, you know what he would have told Saka?
Abdullah,
Saka in the championship.
Abdullah would have told him out the door before he even.
Wallahi, pack your bags. My first day, pack your bags, cuz.
Abdullah, sometimes your compliments of players, it comes from a place of hate, wallah. Wallah, it does.
Mine does too sometimes, but myself from Raheem Sterling.
No average player could do it for that long.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
if you play in a league for 10 years and you score 80, let's average it over 7 years. Over 7 years, 88 goals, I don't know, what's that, 12 goals, 30 goals a year, 40 goals a year. That's good. From that position?
From that position,
You're not average. You're not average anymore.
wallah,
bro.
you're not average.
You're not average anymore.
You're not average. You're not average, Abdul. You're
No
elite.
way, bro.
I'm saying if you're averaging that amount of goals for 10 years in the Premier League and you're winning, a team's winning, you're a great player.
Let
man.
alone being at that level.
How do you reckon? How do you reckon
you're
it would
a
have
great
been if he
player.
stayed at City? I mean, at Liverpool.
Nah, he would have been in the bench now.
I don't think so.
I think Klopp
Because he
would
was-
have kept him. Wallahi.
That's what I'm saying. Klopp.
I think Klopp would have kept him. Wallahi.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Nah,
he would have
I don't forget Klopp's on that BLM too, Kaz. he loves black players, Kaz. Klopp.
Because Klopp is amazing. He's one of the brothers.
I reckon he wouldn't have bought
Him,
money.
Hassan, to that question, him.
Yeah, but again, he's a coach. He changes how the players play. He could work with someone like Sterling, pacey like that. He'll get the best out of it.
Do you know why? Because he's got attributes that he could work with.
Already, that's already cemented there.
If he was an average player,
Mohamed Raheem Sterling has been like linked to Arsenal a couple of seasons in a row. Every summer they say he's leaving. Pep Guardiola doesn't want him there. He doesn't.
No,
want
he's
him
been
there.
linked to Real Madrid, Abdullah.
No, he was linked to Arsenal. Wallahi, ma dairu. How about that? Wallahi al-azim.
Let's end this.
Keep Bakaya second. We'll see what he does
keep
for you.
Bukayo Saka.
Right, let's
Wallahi,
move on.
ma
Let's
mushkila.
move on. Number 14, we've got two players. We've got Perez. That's one of them, and Rivellino, another player.
Who put Rivellino?
Back in the days?
Ibrahim?
I think, of course, it was going to be Ibrahim.
Wallahi, he was gonna make. I was gonna put him on my list too. Wallahi. Yeah, wallahi.
Robert Pires, like him, is fantastic.
Rivellino was a great player. Let's talk about Rivellino first. Rivellino first of
No
all.
one knows.
The name sounds exactly like the face. Huh? Pasta man. It looks like the chef on Lygon Street.
What a mustache! Wallah.
What a mustache. That's a true mustache tash, as you say.
Mustache
cash.
stash.
Hey, listen, but he's a great player. You know, he's the one that invented like the
He actually invented the elastico. You know the flip flap.
Yeah.
He's the one that started that.
yes.
He's
Well, a great player, World Cup winner. Anyways, but enough with that. Who's the other? Who?
Robert Pires.
I loved it. He's on my list.
What a player.
Well, I had him number. Where did I have him? I didn't put him on my list.
But he wasn't a
From that whole Arsenal team. Well, from that whole Arsenal team, he's probably my favorite player in that whole team.
He wasn't a winger. He wasn't fast.
No, not at
He
all.
wasn't. It was just a technical player
Oh,
that's playing
giant
that
though. Yeah,
wide.
he's so tall and everything, right?
Yeah,
He's
but
so
he's
big.
just a good technical
They had
player.
that man Ruggieri, I think.
Yeah.
But he's
He had one season where he was the best player in the world. Like,
Yeah, wallah, he
an
was.
argument where he's the best player in the world.
2002.
Yeah, he was that good.
Yeah.
Unreal. And part of the French squads, come on, that World Cup, Euros, all of that
Undisputedly.
that fantastic squad in there.
And when you watch his highlights now, it wouldn't look that impressive.
Yeah.
But when you watch the games, the way he affected the games from that position was unbelievable.
Yeah,
man.
he looked like just some skinny, slow nigga that's
Yeah.
standing out wide.
Yeah.
But ability, tons and
ability?
tons of
That's
it.
the thing. That's the thing. Sometimes wingers, when they have that type of ability,
I happen to know who he is.
You're an Arsenal fan.
عبد انا جاي اتفرج كاس
بس كذا بس
كسوك بالله
You just know Saka, Smith Rowe, them niggas.
I can't believe, what a shame, bro.
Wallahi, what downhill? Such a downhill. Wallahi.
What a shame, bro. Like he's
no.
like,
But we're talking about periods. Stuff you expect people to know.
What was that crazy stat that about Arsene Wenger? How long did he take to get rid of all these players and then replace them by? It was like a good 2 years or something. What's his name? The famous guy in Britain. He was talking about how he got rid of all these tall, big players and then replaced them with.
Oh
smaller
yeah,
players.
from
And
probably
it took-
from 2006
Yeah,
to
it was like 2 years. Within
2008.
2 years,
Yeah,
the whole squad was gone.
yeah, I know.
he changed his.
After the Champions League collapse, he changed the club.
He was trying to do what Spain did. You know, it's how Spain from 2008 and then 2010 World Cup and 2012 Euros.
Smaller
how Spain-
players, technical
smaller
players.
technical players that not even quick, but they pass you all the way to your goal and then score. That's what Arsene Wenger was trying to do before they did it.
We know how that ended, brother.
That started Arsenal fan TV. Wallahi. That's all it did.
Yeah, Allah.
What did?
You know how that ended, Gutta, huh?
Downfall.
Trying to put that system across, yani.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's move on. Number 13, we've got Luis Figo.
But then put him, I was going to put him on my
I'll
list
put
too.
him on my list.
I had him on my list. I took him out, but Azam, you updated my list, yeah?
I was gonna put him on. Me too. I was gonna put him on my list.
Abdullah,
Who
you
was
had
talking
him?
trash about him?
You
Was
had
he
him?
talking trash about him?
It's Abdullah, yeah.
Ibrahim, you had him? Ibrahim
I
had
think
him, sorry?
Abdullah was talking shit about him, bro. He was saying he's one of those. He's like a Raul kid for Spain.
Yeah.
Where it's just more. Abdullah, you trying to get out of here? Why you like us? Allahumma nisayim wa wakas.
Wallah, I don't remember.
Abdullah is the master at talking out of both sides of his mouth at the same time with the same tone. Wallahi, I'm trying to think Wasn't you talking shit about it?
Wallahi, I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember.
It doesn't sound like a player that you would rate though, Abdullah. Like,
Bro, do you
like-
remember?
Technical player.
Do you remember the whips he put, the balls he puts in the box, bro?
He was a technical player and he's flaring and stuff. He would.
One of the best players in the world for a long time, and played for both Barcelona and Real Madrid,
Yeah.
and was loved
How
at
do you do
both
something
clubs.
like that, bro?
Nah, it was normal back
How do you
then.
do something like that? How was it
Ronaldo
normal?
did it. Nah,
Ronaldo did it, but after he went to Italy,
Ronaldo,
man,
after
he,
that guy went from Barcelona to Real Madrid.
he went direct.
It was the biggest controversy, and he used to get booed.
What do you mean? They chucked the pig's head on the field.
Yes.
I remember actually. You're
Yes.
right. They chucked the pig's head.
And he's one of the first players I remember like, growing up, and he was a dominant player he was a dominant player in the La Liga for years, bro.
Yeah, he was-
And when I used to watch him play, I remember the crosses he put in with ferociousness. The ball comes in with such pace. All you gotta do is strikers had to nick.
Touch
Nip
it,
it,
just
a
touch
touch.
it, huh?
His balls came in with him and Beckham. I always said the best whips in the ball. You know
It
what
was Figo, man. Wallah, I want to talk. I just didn't watch him enough. Wallah.
He's-
Otherwise I was
he's
talking about
Fantastic
him.
player.
I mean? He was probably like older when you were growing up.
He was still playing at 2006 World Cup. He was still playing.
Portugal have
Even the
they'll
2004
produce
Euro?
much more better players right now.
What a hell about
They will, but at his time, Azam. At his time,
Yeah, 2004 they lost.
yeah, he was their captain for a long
He was
time.
captain him and Rui Costa. They're a good team. Like Nuno Gomes. My niggas.
I'm just thinking how
Paulinho.
toxic soccer
The
was
Greeks-
back then.
the Greeks, they love that win,
Someone
bro.
chucked
That's
the
what
pig's head on the field
Greeks.
at him.
Because as a trader.
Ryan is not a joke, bro. This guy, he moves from
No, but do you reckon they do that now?
Ambassador Real, bro.
I don't know to the point of throwing a pig's head
pig's
down the
head
pitch, but
on at him.
it's still a controversial move, yani. It's still
yeah,
gonna cause backlash. You know what I mean?
crazy.
Can't do that shit, bro.
Anyhow, you
Great
just
player,
got-
but-
you just mentioned Beckham. That's the next two players on the list. Number 12, we got Beckham and Sadio Mane.
Sadio Mane, bro. Let me talk about this guy, bro. This guy, at times, he looks like the most uninterested player I've ever seen in my life. Wallah.
worst
He's
attitude, huh?
the worst attitude. Wallah, me, I always say, well, if I was a coach, I just see his face and I see that ugly attitude and I won't play him. Astaghfirullah,
What's up, wallah? But no one disagreed, but all I heard was dunya Ramadan. Huh?
You know, if he had that ferociousness the reason why I said that, wallah, if he had that ferociousness to him, wallah, I reckon he could be like yesterday's game. So you see how yesterday's game, how ferocious he was? See how bad he wanted to get there, just score. Even when he had the ball, running at players, when they were off the ball, he was pressing. If he had that consistently, he would be so much higher.
I think
at
he's
a
more
level.
in the
You know what I mean?
conversation of top 10 African players of all time rather than top 10 wingers of all time.
Because
I
his
don't think-
ability.
توب فايف والله عبد الله
African?
يا والله
Yeah, African players. he's
بعدين
up
غير
there.
كذا ساديو ماني كمان غير اللي سواه كمان مع السنغال يعني فازوا كاس افريقيا بعدين كاس العالم تاهلوا مرتين تقريبا.
Yeah, لا.
والله.
African Cup, والله, الفات ده, he did very well. Before, like he didn't look like he gave a shit, wallahi, when he was playing for Senegal, wallahi. I'll be honest, wallahi.
Hassan, I'm surprised
He
you don't
never
rate
gave
him that much, man. He's a big game player.
Big game player, wallah.
That's what I'm saying, but I'm surprised. Like, you love big game players, and today...
I'll tell you what, wallah, because you know, for me, when I think of winger, this is something I value a lot is the cross. Like, and his crosses, his cross are shanks, bro.
Nah, but he's like what we were saying before.
But
now
the
he
game's
doesn't need
changed.
to.
The game's changed. But when I think of wingers, I'm in my 30s, bro. Remember, I'm thinking of winger. I'm thinking like Figo, people that whip the ball in, or someone that get back, or someone that can get past one. And he's definitely that conversation.
But he works well within the system they have now.
Exactly. But picture his crosses and his shot. It's just disgusting.
so
Sometimes watching it.
Well, someone that definitely can cross is the other player with him, David Beckham.
I like how he transitions to that.
Segue, good segue.
That was hectic, Allah.
Hit him.
That was hectic.
Good
See how he did that?
segue. Good segue.
Very
Good
good
segue.
Not my first rodeo.
Nah, Allah, he did very well, Allah. There.
David Beckham.
I'm surprised he's not in the top 10.
Yeah, he didn't make our top 10 list.
Yeah.
In the top 10 English players of all time, he made it very high when we did that.
Guys, he's one of the best players I've ever seen play.
I was speaking to. I
Wallahi,
don't know
he's-
if you were on the court, but I was speaking to Amir about this.
Wallahi,
He
he
was
was.
like one of the main players at Man United.
Yeah.
He was
He
the
was-
guy.
he was saying that the
like,
other day, yeah, I
yeah,
remember.
like when
I used to be a hater of him, Allah. I used to, David Beckham. Because I used to be like this guy.
People
instead
talk
of
about the
free kicks
looks and about the free kicks and the movies. Wallahi, it was about his game. He's the only player I've ever seen. Him and Jordan, you can say, like where they were bigger than the brand was bigger than the player.
They're almost
But
bigger than the football game, Aslan.
But his game was unbelievable. What he's good at. This is what as a person who plays football. What he's good at is the hardest thing in football to be good at, like the technique. Like
yeah,
the-
and Kaman Zaman, like at the time when he was playing, how you score goals was you get to the byline and cross it in.
Yeah.
And he was the best at that in the world.
Yeah.
The way to score goals, he was like the main. And at United, they had Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, all of these big players.
And he was
but
saying
they
about-
relied on him.
they relied on him,
He
bro.
was the guy. You have to get him the ball so he can cross it in. And then the Andy Coles and Dwight York and all these strikers, they were putting it away. But he was like the guy, like how De Bruyne is for Man City now. That's how he was for Man United.
Like, and boys, well, he went to Premier League. He went to Premier League like 5 times, bro. He went to Premier League like 5 times, I think.
Yeah, he should have cracked the top 10. I don't know why.
This is a shame. Because I'm running out of names in my head.
That's an OG winger, right there.
Well, like that,
I heard everything I had to hear when he said he was like a De Bruyne for City.
Wallahi, Muhammad, that's exactly what it was. Before I remember him before the Spice goal, before he made that goal, whatever it was. First time I ever watched him play, Wallahi, I thought this guy was a great player.
Yeah.
The way he switches the ball across the wings from side to side, the whips he puts in, and his free kicks.
And I think it's almost like how famous he got that took away from his football.
Yeah, people forgot how good a player he was.
Don't think he's a good player.
He wasn't deep, yeah. He wasn't like I remember when I watched the highlights in some of the games I watched like towards like the end of his career. He wasn't deep, yeah. He'd like stay like near the halfway line, just push up.
Edge of the penalty area here. That's like in between the middle of the pitch and just there.
The fact that Real Madrid, when they're building up their Galacticoz, when they bought him, they're not just gonna buy someone because he's famous. Or they're buying Ronaldo, Zidane, Figo.
Yeah, they're buying quality.
And he was in that team, and he wasn't a passenger of that team at all.
Yeah, he was.
He was always a starter. He was always playing, and he's the only one that lasted through the whole thing until he left. Yeah, and I definitely should have cracked the top 10. Wallah.
Who's left, bro? Make him on the top 10.
Let's move on. Number 11. We're still not.
This is not justice. This is not justice, wallah.
Number 11.
Top 10.
Number 11. This is a player I think that we spoke about him for a bit. You mentioned when we were talking about Pele. Georgie Best.
I put him on my list too, wallah. I put him on my list, and I actually didn't mention him earlier on in the.
He was best player. He was best player in the world. Like I said, he was best player in the world when Pele, when Rivellino, when Garincha, when Franz Beckenbauer. When they're all playing, he was best player in the world at that time.
I didn't just go based off stats, you know, Ballon d'Or and all that. But I actually watched him play too, and this guy is just gliding past players, bro.
This guy's like
he's so quick.
The first skillful British footballer, right?
Not just skillful, but
he's probably the greatest. Some say he's the greatest British player of all time.
British player, although he wasn't actually English though. No. He was he's from Northern Ireland. But not just his skills wise, gliding past players, his pace was very good. But yeah, bro, I was watching the defenders, bro. That he goes by, and I'm not. It's just too easy, Hassanin, bro. At the same time, bro.
If he was that good back then?
No, but Hassanin, he's just tapping it past them, and he's just running. Like he's not actually trying to take him on. So I'm thinking these defenders, bro.
All you need to be is fit and fast. All you need.
But he was a fit. He was a party animal, man.
No, but some people naturally.
You see watch the documentary about George. Watch the documentary about Buyo Best. This guy was the first. He was the first ever football celebrity.
He had a rock and roll. They said rock and roll
rock star, bro.
Yeah. They compared him to one of the Beatles. Yeah, they compared him because his hairstyle and all that. But Abdullah, these guys, you know how easy gliding past into defenders too. They're just diving in, bro. Yeah. They're not even standing their ground. So that's why.
It was a silver top 10.
But he was a great player. The defense.
He's a guy with some decent ability that just played in the perfect era.
That's the perfect era of
and just destroyed it.
But you know what? But you can only play the people in front of you. Wallahi, that's a reality. And I know. He said, would Pele scored 1,000 goals today? No. Because, but would he have scored a lot of goals? Yes. 1,000? No. You know what I'm saying? That's
a reality, wallahi.
I think he made it way too far in our list here.
Why, bro?
Number 11, he nearly cracked the top 10.
Why do you think he made it too far? I'm not mad at that, wallahi. He was the best.
He's the last. I'm still worried about who's next.
Let's get into the 10th player.
He looks like that to me.
Number 10. And we're finally into the top 10 right now. Riyad Mahrez.
Ooh. 10 of all time.
No, he's not top 10 of all time. He's not top 10 of all time.
But let's voted him highly, man.
I didn't put him high.
Midris, you put him 8th on your list.
I don't know Muhammad put him, but who else put him?
A lot of people put him. Amir put him.
Amir put him high.
Amir put him 8th. Abdullah put him 9th.
Yeah.
Of all time.
Yeah. No, I tell you what I really considered when I was deciding whether to put him in or not. To win the league with Leicester City and to be the guy. Like he won the PFA Player of the Year that year. He was the best player in the league. And Leicester, the season before, they were about to get relegated.
Yeah,
They stayed up at the end.
Yeah.
And he helped keep him up. And then the next season, won the league, won the best player, and hasn't dropped off since. Like he's gone to Man City, and he's still one of the best players. Yeah.
If anything, his level's increased.
To win the league with a team that was about to get relegated, because you can't take anything away from that. And to be the best player.
But I want to argue that, but just
there's nothing you can argue about that.
No.
Where he was on the list is a bit.
No, not the points he said. But Mahrez at the start when he first came to us, City, I was scared. Wallahi, I was scared because his performances at the start wasn't too convincing when he had the chance. Obviously, the team had Sane, he was stacked around him, but he wasn't as convincing as you could say he is now. Yani. Now you could see, now he's unbelievable.
Now, any big game, he has to start. He has to start. Even the game away at Atletico Madrid, that was meant to be like a physical game. Like he's still played. No, he's still played. Like you would imagine, he's the type of player to drop for that game because he's not physical. He's gonna get kicked and all of this. But Pep Guardiola still trusts him.
He still trusted him. Yeah, he still trusted him. But
the guy peaked late. He's like 25 years old. That's when everybody started hearing about him.
He played a lot of low division football. Like Leicester City bought him from the second division in France. 500,000.
No way, it was 500.
a lot of the players that Leicester had.
What about Conte? Conte was champion, wasn't he?
Yeah, a lot of them.
How much did they sell him
You know,
for?
wallahi, boys, you won me back.
Convince you, huh?
Yeah, wallahi. Wallahi, he's won me back. Like, we can't add more to resume. We can't add more to resume than that.
To do all of
He's won me
that.
back, wallahi.
The Riyad Mahrez pasta.
Yeah.
Every player has that now. He goes there, they say, "Can I get the Mahrez pasta?
yeah,
The Riyad pasta."
Well, like I said, it's one of those things where you just think about.
Wallahi, you know, we put it like that. I'm not mad at all. I think about
What
it.
a bargain that was. Good to how much? 100,000 or something?
500,000. I think
500,000, and now it's 60 million.
We bought him, which is nothing. Niggas out here buying out Maguire for 80 million, and yeah, he's scoring more goals for them than he's becoming the top scorer. The team.
Damn.
What a nice diss that was, yeah.
Let's move on. Number 9, we've got Di Maria. That's another player that struggled in the Premier League. We all know he's got ability.
But that doesn't matter. Wallah.
Before the Premier League, even after the Premier League, and he's still killing it right now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Unbelievable, wallah. Di Maria.
I had this conversation with Malcolm the other day when drop one, start one, sell one. He wasn't near there.
Di Maria is the most skillful player
So skillful.
I've ever seen, wallah. One of the most skillful players I've ever seen.
You can't believe you didn't have him?
No, I didn't have him, and I thought about him, but
Yeah.
I still don't regret it.
just like the other day, I was arguing to sell him. At least I'm selling him.
Still? Jesus Christ.
Let's try and win him back, wallah. Because Di Maria deserves to be in there, wallah.
Di Maria is the most skillful.
You know, we watch someone play thinking, wow, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Nah, that's an exaggeration.
That's Di Maria.
That's an exaggeration.
Wallahi, it's Di Maria.
Nah, bro.
I've never seen someone that just easily takes on a player every time he beats a player. Every time.
I've been doing it for years too.
Been doing it for years.
Yeah.
The Real Madrid stint that was in, he was unbelievable there.
Let's give Mohamed Alfa this
Yeah,
one.
حتى دي ماري اول الفتره نفسها اللي ريال مدريد طلع فيها وصار يفوز والدوري اوروبا اول سنه جابوها اكثر لاعب كان مهم الفريق يعني اللاعب الناس ما تتكلم عنه اغلب الناس تتكلم كريستيانو وجاريث بيل ايش سووا راموس ايش سووا لكن دي ماريا لاعب اول شيء لاعب ذكي يعرف يحرك المباراه يعني حتى قبل ما مودريتش يمسك الفريق ويمسك نص الملعب كان دي ماريا هو اللاعب اللي يحرك المباراه يحرك مع
Yeah, he's got everything. He could score, he could cross, he could dribble. He's got ultimate winger.
He's got pace.
لكن محمد انا والله ما مقتنع بالكلام ده. انت you're saying when he's saying when Madrid first started he was like such an important.
He was Abdullah.
Yes, cuz that team was full of stars. Don't talk to me like this, cuz.
انا ما اتكلم
والله.
That doesn't, even if a team is stacked, Abdullah, that doesn't mean you still can't be that.
I don't know, man. والله I'm not convinced.
And then when PSG, bro, he's still dominating.
حتى مع الارجنتين اخر المباراه مع في امريكا الجيم ذاك هو شال الفريق هو شال الفريق مع ميسي كان موجود هو شال الفريق
He's a good player. He's a good player.
Let's move on.
You're right, Abdullah.
Let's move on. Number 8, we've got Gareth Bale, another Real Madrid player. I think this is fair. I think this is fair, wallah.
You know what, wallahi?
Top 10 wingers of all time. I think he's done enough to be in there, wallah.
But Azam, his stats are so good.
Especially at the beginning of his career.
For someone at the beginning of his career, but for someone that hasn't played for so long. No.
He's done it for enough. Up until 2017, he's done it.
No, let me finish my point. He has done it for. No, he has done it for a great amount of time.
After that,
Sorry, until 2018, the last Champions League that they
But
won.
listen, he has done it for a good amount. He has done it for a good amount of time. But I'm just saying, when I just saw the stats, and this is general talk. When I saw the stats, and I was like, whoa, it was a big shock. Like recently, when they were saying he's had more assists than Zidane, with more goals than Brazilian Ronaldo, and all these stats.
Gareth Bale, if Ronaldo and Messi aren't around, he wins a Ballon d'Or. He definitely would have won a Ballon d'Or. If Messi and Ronaldo weren't around, he would have won a Ballon d'Or. Because 100, because he's always in that next. His best when he was like second last season, and Hazard. Them three were below Messi and Hinai. Wallahi, I reckon he would be a good chance to win a Ballon d'Or.
But those two names that you just named now, Hazard and Bale, those two names, if they stayed where they were, I reckon, and they just continued instead of making these big moves, wallahi, I reckon they
he needed that Real Madrid move.
Bale's move was perfect, cuz he won 4 Champions Leagues.
You gotta think about it like this. How many of these top 10 wingers of all time can we say at their best they were Ballon d'Or candidates? Like there's a few names here. There's like 5.
Nani
5 or 6.
definitely wasn't.
Nani definitely no way. No way.
Wallah, I pushed the Hazard the one more than the Bale one, Abdullah.
No,
In
Allah,
terms
it's
of
the
Ballon
same.
d'Or.
They were in the same. Muhammad, they were in the same conversation,
No,
bro.
but Hazard was something else, Abdullah, bro. Hazard was gliding with the
This guy,
ball.
Let's not talk about
He has
Hazard
more
yet.
attributes to him than Bale did. Bale, wallahi, he had a lot of speed and he relied on it a lot, Abdullah.
And what about his shooting?
Hazard was gliding and he shot too, and he shot too.
Muhammad, this
And he
guy
shot
would win
too.
games, Kaz. He'd
But-
win big. Kaz would be 2-0
I'll
down.
I'll never forget that game when they played Madrid.
What about Tottenham against Inter Milan 2010?
The Maicon one?
Sorry, astaghfirullah. The Inter Milan one where he just glided past Michael.
We put Michael in the blender twice.
Yeah.
Michael was best defender in the world at the time.
He was the best right back in the world.
Yeah,
With
at
Dani
that time.
Alves, there was an
And he
argument,
put him
wallah.
in the blender.
Yeah, he destroyed him.
Abdullah, but it was a long time ago. I just feel like Bale, he just could have continued doing this,
And he
wallahi.
continued to do it until that final that they won against Liverpool, where he scored the scissor kick. He's done way more than enough.
He's
guys.
great. He's an
So
all-time
you guys,
great.
Hassi, if he was to retire now, khalas, he's all good.
Done his
Way more than enough.
All-time great player, man.
You agree with that, Muhammad?
And he's done more than enough for the national team as well.
Hassi, if he retired now,
He's
khalas.
done way more than enough for the
It's
national
still
team.
possible for them, come on, to make it to the World Cup. There's still a chance to get to the World Cup.
Didn't they make it to the quarterfinals or something, or semifinals in the
No,
Euros?
they got out of their group. Yeah, they got out of their group.
Nah, I think they had a good run in the Euros.
I reckon if I had
He scored like 2 goals or 3
if I
goals.
had to pick a team, wallah, I would put that other guy. That we're gonna name
We'll
after.
talk about that guy soon. But let's move on. Number 7, we've got Ryan Giggs.
He's number
He's
7.
gonna be mad that he's not further up.
Number 7.
Number 7.
I never watched him, Hassan. Wallahi, say what you need to say, wallahi.
Number 1 on your list, Hasanin.
Of course. The best winger of all time.
Playing.
Actually, I did.
Yeah,
but
wallahi.
I did Hassan, but I watched him towards
You
the
know,
end.
والله in England تعرف يقول شيء الناس اللي ما يعرفوا كورة and the wingers, you know, they call push and run بس. How Mikel Antonio is, but a little bit more polished
Oh
up.
my god. That guy is the trashiest player I've ever seen.
Abdullah, are you comparing
push and
Antonio to Ryan Giggs, bro?
Nah,
Brother, you're Antonio.
Ryan Giggs
You're
is a lot
Antonio.
better.
You're
the hell are
Antonio.
you saying, bro?
You make Antonio is West Ham's all-time top scorer.
Remember, but don't laugh. Like, remember, you're gonna have the argument with me. You're like, "Wallahi, that's actually good, bro."
He says a lot, but it definitely shouldn't be him. Wallahi, I'm sorry.
well, that's the all-time scorer of your club. As I know you're struggling. Yeah.
But you know what, boys? Wallahi, the guy is not. He doesn't have anything that you come from a footballer. No, not Ryan Giggs. Antonio.
What are we talking about, Antonio? We're talking
No,
about
because wallahi, they hate him a lot. Azam, wallahi. He doesn't deserve that much hate, bro. The guy, wallahi, he puts the ball away when he gets a chance. He holds the ball up.
Muhammad, go and watch. What's their name? West Ham's. Either highlights or their matches in the Europa League. That nigga looks out of place.
Yeah,
wallahi, like you would not believe.
He never goes
is
missing.
so out of place.
He doesn't go
wallahi.
missing.
He shouldn't be there.
He holds the ball
But
up.
on the
Wallahi,
topic,
contributes.
on the topic of wingers, Bowens.
Yeah, Jared Bowen's killing it.
Trash.
But anyways, no. Wallahi, Ryan Giggs had crazy ability. And come on, not just that, towards the end of his career, they were playing him in central midfield. That's how good of a footballer he is. Like, he understands the game that well. He wasn't just a pacey winger, he was. But then, even 2008, you know, when they won the Champions League, 2007 or 2008, Man United, he was playing in centre mid.
Yeah, well, I was.
The whole run
Yeah.
in central midfield, because he ran out of legs, they put him into the middle and he could do a job. That's how much of a good player he is, not just a winger.
You can't leave him out from the top.
Nigga, he won the Premier League 13 times.
Longevity and a half, cuz.
13
I
times.
don't know how Hassan, wallahi.
This guy, if you
wallahi.
watch him play, this guy had 3 different phases in his career. You want to talk about players that had 2 different phases? He had a phase that I never even watched because I was too young. Like in the early 90s. And then he had that in the mid-90s when he was at his best. Between 96 to 2000.
And then in the 2000s, come on.
And then in the 2000s, he was just a monster. Boys, he won the Premier League. He won the Premier League 13 times. He started from the first one to the 13th one. He was starting and finishing.
Yeah, he was.
He wasn't never a bench player.
He's-
Come on, boys. What are you saying, man?
Yeah.
13
But
Premier
would
League.
a player like that in the modern game right now?
It's a different game now. So you would.
Impossible.
But
Because
look,
look at 600 over 600 appearances and only 100 goals.
His stats are weak.
But I know, but
he-
that was
he gave-
different. We were talking about this before when we started off. It was a different game. What you expected from winger for a winger to score 100 goals back then was a lot. Nigga, he had Andy Cole. Andy Cole is what, second top Premier League scorer of all time, or third? Andy Cole. You know what I'm saying? Like he had Eric Cantona. He had like there's great players, like great players around him for him to even score any time.
He was more the provider.
He's more the provider.
Yeah, I think we should judge them more on their assists than their goals.
Do they win those Premier Leagues without him?
I think he was a major contributor.
Major contributor, a major contributor for 13 Premier Leagues. Him and Scholes and Roy Keane. You can't take the 3 out if you take them 3, even one of the 3 out, they don't
That's
win.
pretty much the only reason why Man United didn't dominate, like won every single Premier League. It's just because some of these main players were missing, either injuries or whatever.
Yeah, wallahi.
That's
When all 3 of them played, they were unstoppable.
They were
They were
things to stop.
when it was Ryan Giggs.
Their numbers weren't high, and this is why I'm saying, like, right now, a winger who's ever going to be bought right now, he's never going to be one of those guys.
I thought it's a different game, bro. With
Yeah, it's
Pele,
different,
we're
it's
talking about Pele.
Now
and
you've
the
got to
amount of
set
Expectations are much higher right now for a winger, and he's not really a winger like Abdullah was saying. He's much more of an attacking player.
and he's a big game player, bro.
Yeah.
Big game player. Wallahi, he's a great.
All right, let's move on from Ryan Giggs here for a second.
He should be top 5 easily all on this list.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, he should be.
He should be a top 5, wallahi.
Number 6, there was a bit of confusion about him because some people didn't know if to put him as part of the strikers or the wingers. But we got number 6 here, Kylian Mbappe.
Kylian
I didn't put him on my list.
Kylian
I don't consider him a
Because
winger.
you think. I'll ask Adam that.
I don't know what position he plays.
I asked you about that, yeah?
That's another one of those, just an attacking player.
That's a positionless football player.
No, but at the start, no.
Kaz,
Yeah, but at the
But
start.
like you look at most of his games, he's in a 90-minute game.
Yeah,
he's
he plays.
most of it he's out wide.
Azam, Hassanin, but not even that. When he was at Monaco, even before that, that was his position. He was a winger.
He was also a winger.
We're seeing him now a lot with PSG playing in that attacking kind of number 9 kind of
He
role.
attacks the fullback. He attacks fullback. How's that a winger?
Yeah, man.
That's the modern day. You're a winger to me.
but
Takes,
Hassan,
a winger takes corners. A winger puts in whips for strike for the forwards.
Yeah, but
That's my definition of winger.
But that's
Mbappe's
wingers
not
back in the day. Now there are no wingers. It's a 4-3-3 Hassan, and the front 3 can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
Like
That's
go
the
wherever
point.
you want, do whatever you want. The crosses are going to be put in by the fullbacks.
A winger for someone that's a winger that can't cross, doesn't take corners, doesn't take free kicks, or doesn't assist.
He shouldn't be here.
Like, that's not a winger.
No, but hold on.
He doesn't need to assist. He gets the goals
But
himself.
he gets
this
the
guy,
goals
bro.
himself.
Like how do we call that a winger? Like we get it, the game's changed.
He's
but Jesus
close.
Christ.
He's closer to a striker than a winger.
Yes!
Like an actual striker.
The 4-3-3 formation, there's not really a winger there. That's the thing.
That's what I'm trying to say about Azam. That's why a lot of these players shouldn't even be like the players you guys put today. They shouldn't even be on this list. Wallah, straight up.
I was saying that about other people, and I come on with Azam.
Wallahi, the Raheem Sterlings, the Manes, none of these people should even be on the list.
Raheem Sterling.
They're all wingers, but what are you saying, bro?
Raheem Sterling,
He can't score, so he's a winger.
Let me take that back.
He can't score.
Raheem Sterling is strictly a winger. But I'm talking about, see, Riyad Mahrez is a winger. See, he's a modern day player, but he's a winger. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm
but
saying?
he does it both.
Yeah.
He scores and he puts crosses
But
in.
say to say Mbappe's a winger, like I said, doesn't cross the ball, doesn't take free kicks.
Hassanin,
Even rated? Who?
even the scoring goals, he can do that himself, Hassanin. He doesn't need to have the attributes.
He's another conversation of a hybrid kind of player like this. No, but he's in the Pele category.
Who's that?
Mbappe. Mbappe's in the Pele category. What position is he really playing? We don't know. We just thought that the stats looks ridiculous.
Guys, when he was in Monaco, he was playing as a wing, bro. He was dominating as a wing. He was doing those type of for a while.
Look at him more in terms of like right now where he's playing. You look at the player, in a 90-minute game, where is he spending most of his? If you look at his heat map,
He's using the width. He's right.
He's a wide
He's
player.
using the width.
He's a wide player, but he's not a winger.
okay, Hassanin, we get it. He's not an old school winger, but what can we classify him as? Khalas.
He's a modern day winger, man. That's what he is.
He uses the widths because he's quick. Tamam. He takes the ball in and then he cuts in and he scores. Doesn't matter. But that's part of a winger's job as well. If he can do that, why not?
Hassanin's not having it.
He's not. Man, he's thinking about it old school. He goes all the way to the line and he crosses the ball.
Why
in.
don't you answer Azam's question? What are we classifying him as?
He's in that Pele category. Very rare category, by the way. What is it? Wallah, I'm being serious, Wallah.
What is it?
What position Pele play?
He's supposed.
Azam, hold on.
He's supposed to be a midfielder. I don't know.
You know those wingers.
We know Pele. The answer to the question is we know he's not a goalkeeper. That's the answer. Everywhere on the field.
Everything else.
Oh, wallah, he's
Everything else
dominant.
is whip it out, throw it in.
No, but look, I think
I know what you're talking about. That's the free roll, like the.
No, he's in that. I think he's that elite. Like Ronaldo started off as a winger.
No, but Hassan, this is the only way. The only way to back Azam up on this is when the teams are about to kick off. Where is he standing?
On the wing.
On the right. Khalas.
he
That's
uses
his
the width.
position.
He uses his speed to get to that position.
And he's against the fullback most of the time. Yeah, but khalas,
We're to be a new term has to be wide players and wingers. Well, they're two different things.
That's fair. Wallah, Hassan. You're making a fair point there.
Wallah, that's my personal opinion. Because I grew up watching football. I grew up the guy can cross the ball in the box. He's not a winger.
You know what you're referring to, Kaz? Hassanin, you're referring to.
Mohamed Salah is definitely not a winger.
I'm sorry,
You're talking about a left midfielder. That's a left midfielder or right midfielder. This guy's a left winger, Kaz. He's up there. He does all the attacking stuff. That's why he's
right.
He's an
that's a
attacking
modern
player.
day.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
And plus, I'm just tripping out of how he's number 6.
Why? Is
There's
it too high, you
Kaz,
think?
Way too. David Beckham, guys, over. There's the players.
The ranking.
George
Well, by
Best.
the time he finishes his career, he'll be on top of all
He'll be a
of them.
greater player than both of them already, but not as a winger.
Nah, khalas, enough of that. We're not discussing this anymore.
But
Anyhow,
individually,
let's move on. This one is an interesting one. Number 5, we've got Eden Hazard. This is one you want to talk
Unbelievable.
about.
Hazard.
I put him high on my list.
He was the biggest was Khan. Yeah, well,
Hazard was
the truth. Like
one
that
of
guy.
the best things that ever happened to the Premier League. Wallahi. You know when you said I said Aguero was the best foreign player ever entered the Premier League.
He's in the argument. This guy.
He's in the argument.
Yeah. He's-
Wallah al-Azim, when I said Aguero is the best foreign player in the Premier League, he's one that I thought maybe. I thought Aguero maybe not. I'll put him there. He was when he had that period, especially at Chelsea. He was
Only at Chelsea.
No. But Hassi, briefly, we just mentioned what's his name, Jadon Sancho, and you guys were saying give him a year. Eden Hazard. I remember the first game he played. Do you remember that game? I think it was against Wigan or something. First game, and just goals from the start, bro. It doesn't need time to settle in. When you're a top player, you don't need that.
But
shit.
even him as a player, the ball was always.
Hazard was something special.
Yeah.
Hazard was something special. Hazard was something special. He was that wild to the eye. Wallah, the ball was so close to his feet,
Just
gliding
stuck
past.
kida.
Huh?
Stuck to his foot.
Stuck to his foot. Stuck.
Yeah, he's very close to Messi. He's dribbling. Yeah,
Yeah,
You're
very.
right,
He get out of tight spaces like Messi, cutting in, shooting, assisting, linking up with
He
players.
should never have left.
He should never have
But
left.
it all collapsed overnight, bro.
And if he continued to but hold on. If he continued to stay at Chelsea and do what he does, Ballon d'Or.
If Messi and Ronaldo won,
Ballon d'Or.
maybe.
Because you know what, bro? You know this Ballon d'Or thing?
Ballon d'Or-
It's an atrocity, wallahi. The players that have been robbed of Ballon d'Ors because of these two, and it's not even fair. It's not like, these two don't hogged it. No, it's just these two were just locked in no matter what. How can Hazard retire in his career saying that he never won a Ballon d'Or?
Ballon d'Or, wallahi. Hazard, especially after what he did Chelsea, wallahi, I think I'll give him the Ballon d'Or.
Like-
No, but you know why? That's why people in England, especially in the Premier League, they value the PFA Player of the Year more because that's voted for by the every player in the Premier League. Like it's a Professional Footballers Association one, and in the Ballon d'Or, journalists are voting. Someone that's never kicked a ball in their life is telling you this guy is the best player in the world.
No, he's
Shut
not,
your
like-
mouth.
Some guys from BN Sports. And
Not even that, or probably don't. Yeah, they don't.
India coach يقول لك
The coaches, على الأقل, they deal with football, but the journalists, cause come on, man.
I had him so high on my list. But every award around the world, every sport is voted by journalists.
No.
Well, like the MVP in the NBA,
PFA player of the
the
year,
MVP in the NFL, it's all.
No. But in England, the
No, but
PFA Players of the Year.
but I'm talking about the top awards, the biggest awards in the world. They're all voted by
Kalam
journalists.
Farah, it shouldn't be. It should be your fellow professionals.
Hazard, anyway, he had all the attributes in one, even his physicality, holding the ball and then turning a player. He was unbelievable.
Composure,
yeah, wallahi.
finesse shots.
Finesse-
Azam, what number is he?
Hazard is one of those. Is number 5. Hazard is one of those players that's perfect, like dribbling and stuff, like Neymar, blah blah. But he's perfect for the Premier League because he's actually strong and he could actually.
Strong, man. That's what I'm saying. The physicality.
He doesn't get bullied.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't get bullied.
He doesn't get bullied at
The
all.
fact that wallah, when this sad stint wallah is having in Madrid, wallah, it's actually
I'm
it's
just
very
tripping-
sad to watch.
I'm just tripping
And
at
Chelsea fans hate him for that.
How
wallah.
he's getting the injuries at
Yeah,
Madrid, man.
Died hates him for that, bro.
The
Because
injuries in Madrid.
some of them that's what Yastahalu, that's what
Because
they go.
like if you think about it, he was
Why?
playing at Premier League and the tackles he used to cop were crazy. Remember how he used to take on
Yeah.
play? He goes to Madrid, bro.
it
Apparently
wasn't
gets a injury and he's done.
And it wasn't like that. And the Chelsea squad was good. It was a very good team that time too.
Azam, what number is he again? Sorry.
He's number 5.
5.
I see his number 4 on my list.
Deserved it, bro. Allah deserves it.
Let's move on to another player that was robbed of the Ballon d'Or, and this is an utter robbery. Number 4, we've got Frank Ribery.
Yes.
Let's talk about this guy, bro.
Sorry,
Wallah, that was
Wallah, I don't know how he's here.
what?
How is on the list?
How's he on the
Wallah, I
list?
don't know how he's here.
Wallah, me
You need to calm
Are you
down.
serious?
Nah,
Are you guys crazy or are
Wallahi,
you crazy?
I
Wallah?
don't-
That's all I can say. Wallah.
Nah, that's number 1 on Mohammed's list right now.
Wallahi, you guys are majaneen, wallahi, bro. This guy, first of all, let's talk about his attributes as a player. He was quick, tamam. On the ball, his dribbling was unbelievable. That was one of the players that we mentioned before. When he's running at a player, he's gonna get past him, 100%. Ribéry, he was unbelievable. He was a big contributor to the French teams when he was to the French national team. Wallahi, he
The
was.
2006 one.
2006 one
And that
was.
2006 one, Wallah, Zidane قال لهم jump on.
No. Hold on. No. But hold on. He was still a big contributor, wallahi, to that World Cup.
That's the first time I ever saw him. I thought, I was thinking.
No, hold on. The fact wasn't even funny. Wallah, that's not funny. Wallah. He was.
I've ever seen in my life.
Wallah, he is. Wallah,
He was third,
That makes it heaps better.
third behind Ronaldo and Messi. Probably should have
That
won
year,
the Ballon d'Or,
especially.
And that's what I was just gonna say. He only had 1 year where he's in the Ballon d'Or conversation. The other ones, yeah, but the other ones,
He had a great career with Bayern. Especially him and the other player we're gonna mention were unbelievable.
Hey,
when it
bro, I
comes to Bayern.
was watching him play recently in Serie A.
Yeah, he
Fiorentina.
plays at
Yeah, he's still there.
Fiorentina.
Fiorentina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still playing.
He's a good player, bro.
He's an unbelievable
He's
player.
actually,
bro.
he was
I don't know,
actually.
like, I'm very surprised you don't rate this guy.
sorry,
bro.
he shouldn't be here. He shouldn't be here. He shouldn't be.
No,
He shouldn't be top 10. He shouldn't be top 10.
He's top 10 والله.
He
Bro,
should be
he's top 10 easy,
Wallah, I'm
wallah,
sorry.
Azim. Easy. Wallah, you're nuts, bro. Wallah, you're nuts, Abdullah, wallah. What he done in Bayern too was
top 10.
unbelievable.
There's 10
wallah.
better than him. Easily, there's 10 better than him. My 10 are all better than him. That's ما في كلام. And that's what I'm saying. Because to be top 10 of all time, you have to be in the conversation of the best player in the world for a while, not just 1 season.
Abdullah,
come on, man.
you very rarely hear a player is in a conversation of Ballon d'Or consistently. It's not something that happens consistently. First of all,
Eden Hazard, Neymar, all these people, they're in the conversation for so long.
No,
Because they
Abdullah,
end
not
the
in
season
Ballon
after
d'Or.
season
Where
after
did they
season.
end up? Where did they end up? They end up 5th, 7th, 8th. Ribery is always around. He's
wallah, he was always
there.
around.
Wallah,
he was.
He's been around.
Wallah, he
man.
was. He was. Abdullah, in his era,
I don't think there's a player that we mentioned so far, maybe 1 or 2 that we can say are better than him. The rest, no way.
no way, bro. Abdullah, there was one.
Abdullah,
نتكلم
one
عن
career.
بس وينجرز اوف اول تايم لما اقول لك وينجرز مثلا حسي يقول لي مثلا من 2005 الى 2020 مثلا او 2015 مين كان افضل لعيبه في وينجرز او توب 10 قول لي ما حد تقول لي ريبري معاهم
Him and واحد لاعب واحد ثاني كمان معاه. We're gonna get to him.
Ribery and his homeboy that we're
And
going to
his
speak
homeboy,
about.
we're gonna speak to him. Those two, when we were buying, were unbelievable.
That one was unstoppable. Lakin
Ribery, just as good.
Abdullah,
Just as
wallah,
good,
was just
wallah,
as
Lazim.
good. Wallah, just
And he
as
was
good.
versatile too, Abdullah. You
Very.
can put him both wings,
I think
you can
Ribery
put him in
had
the
more to
middle.
his game, wallah, than the other guy as well.
Yeah.
Ribery had more to his game.
He did. Because even Ribery, wallah, he'll do the defensive work too. Wallah, as a winger, he'll track back.
let's
That's a big disrespect. Wallah. I don't know what's wrong with you guys,
Wallah,
bro.
the
Wallah,
fact that
you
he's
guys are
not in your
retarded,
list completely, that's
Wallah,
too
Lazim.
much. That's too much.
wallah.
Anyhow, let's move on.
He's top 10, but he's not top 5. Anyways, keep going.
Number 3, we've got Mohamed Salah. Finally, talk about a player that's not a winger.
He's not getting.
I love that. I love the fact that he's that high.
He's so high up. wallah.
He's too high. I know how he got there. I know how he got there.
Reece,
but I
man,
like
Reece,
it.
man, remember, because all you lame niggas, soccer football started in 2012, according to you guys. Now soccer started
But I
now.
was gonna say that there's a lot of recency bias.
It's hard.
This list.
It's recency bias, Sakhas. Mohamed Salah.
The person that had him the highest was Amir, of course. Amir put him number 2 on his list.
Whoa.
Nah, bro. For what he's doing, like in Hassanin, he should be in the conversation. He should definitely. He's there on my list near the bottom somewhere, but he should definitely be in the
The
conversation.
guy that scored that amount of goals in the
Yeah.
Premier League, dominated, put a Liverpool at an elite level, winning Champions League. It should be the conversation, not one of the
اللاعب
one of the
حتى هسه
people.
بعد في البريمير ليج يعني هسه بعد ما يخلص محمد صلاح حيكون هو افضل 10 لعيبه في التاريخ في البريمير ليج يكون 5 أو 6 فعشان تحطه هنا ما اعتقد حاجه صعبه يعني
Yeah, and in terms of the foreign players, he'll be up there. Come on,
Well, better than Henry? Better than
he'll be in that conversation.
Better than Henry, Abdullah?
No.
Definitely the best African.
Yeah.
Why?
Easy.
African, this
Easy
is-
work.
this is-
No. ما انت تقول لي تروح هسه او قول لي
No. You
Drogba.
tell me. No. Don't bring it back to me. You tell me why.
Why he's not better than Henry?
Yeah.
He's not better than Henry.
No. After we finish, after he finishes,
When he
why?
retires.
When he retires.
Win more than one Premier League title, first of all.
He's going to win more than one Premier
First of all, if he beat Henry's goal record in the Premier League, I don't know, I think Henry's got 174, 175 or something. Salah, I think he's hit 100. He's over 100.
Already.
Yeah.
But even the time frame we're talking about.
Yeah, man.
That Salah's got that
Leave
one.
that.
Henry did it quicker, man. Henry did it
Yeah,
fast.
Henry
Henry can
was-
Premier League just...
Yeah, he's got more than 100. I know he's got more than 100.
Wow. Henry already left Arsenal by the time he's...
Yeah, but and
Henry was in Arsenal for like 6 years, bro. 7 years.
because Henry, the way he played,
Mayweather was dirty when I talk about Henry, bro.
Henry,
I reckon Salah will break in the next 2-3 years. Wallah.
maybe, but Henry has.
Salah, I don't see him getting better than this.
Listen, we say this all the time. The farfara business where he's trying to do something and it hits his head and it goes in and all of this bullshit. It's not nice to watch sometimes what he's doing. It doesn't look clean. No, it doesn't look clean. But Henry's dribbling and Henry taking on people and scoring, that's different level. So when you're watching them, if they're both on the same pitch and somebody asks you which one is the better player, you're gonna say Henry. So that's for me. There's no argument.
No matter what, it just comes down to how flair the player is.
Abdullah, you like if I see you do a Coca-Cola, a rainbow flick in front of me, you like, I love you. Like, you could do nothing the whole game.
A Coca-Cola.
What trick is that?
For ages, bro.
Yeah, like Coca-Cola.
Let's get into it. Number 2. This is a player that we just spoke about a bit. Iron Robin.
Unbelievable. But this guy was a wizard, wallahi. Unbelievable. This guy was
the most predictable yet unstoppable player.
How can someone play on one foot his whole career?
He does the same thing.
Yeah, man.
A defender knows he's gonna cut in, and he's gonna fake it, and then he's gonna fake it one more time, and he's gonna shoot, and he's gonna put it away, and they. Do you
remember that goal he scored in Old Trafford against Man United? I don't know if you
the volley from outside the box.
Is it the coming from a corner? Yeah.
Yeah, good goal. But what shocked me is how old he was by the time he retired, but he was still one of the quickest players in the world. How can he be? You know, players lose legs over time, and by the end of their career, they're usually slow. This guy was still quick. Even at that World Cup, 2014 World Cup, that run from the half, because...
And 2010, I reckon he was the best player in the world. 2010.
Nah.
It was him or Schneider.
Schneider.
Him or Schneider. Schneider was
Was
between...
he still at Real Madrid then?
Who?
Robin.
No,
Had he already
It was
moved?
it was at Bayern, and they lost in the Champions
Because
League
he was so fast, bro. How can you be that fast and that old? And I can't understand.
Yeah, wallahi.
Wallahi.
Just for that, he should be on this list.
Definitely.
And he's in very... From that position, he's so impactful in the game.
Yeah.
Like his team's won, bro.
So then big game,
Big game player.
lock it in.
Lock it in. Well, actually, one game he buckled hard against Inter Milan.
Against Spain, 10 World Cup final.
That was the worst final, second worst final.
That
of all
was the
time.
worst final because Holland made it so.
Cause
They were the ones kicking people.
The worst football game of all time.
Yeah, it was 'cause Holland.
That was Liverpool Tottenham. That was the worst 2 hours of my
Champions
life.
League final.
That was the worst 2 hours of my life in anything I've done in my life.
Of your life.
In my life, what that was.
It was a horrendous game.
That was 2 hours.
I've been to the hospital once.
That was worse. That was worse.
Major injuries.
That was worse. And second one was that Holland versus thing final. But I'm talking about that year against Inter Milan in the final. He buckled a little bit. Iron Robin. I don't know if you
In
remember.
the final, he had a 1-on-1 against Casillas.
And he shanked.
Yeah.
He shanked 1 or 2
Hey, but
chances.
Casillas was peaked then, bro, too. Don't forget.
Casillas was peaking 2000, bro. You know what I'm saying?
He had a good tournament with Casillas.
He had a good tournament. He had a good World
He
Cup.
had a good World Cup,
He had a good
man.
World Cup, Hassan. Wallah, he did.
But hey, Iron Robin, right? I don't know, man. I feel like he could have done better in the Premier League.
Who, Iron Robin? Nah, that Chelsea didn't get a chance. That team was stacked on stacked on stacked. That's when Abramovich came.
Who was
Abramovich,
leading that team?
Abramovich was like a kid in the candy store. Goose sitting.
No. In terms of players.
Deco was...
Duff, Abdullah.
What do you mean?
Fire.
That was on his side?
Good Johnson.
Yeah. Duff was playing on the right.
Joko, was it?
Joko was...
Joko, yeah, I think it was Joko.
Was it right?
Joko's the right midfielder, isn't he?
Yeah, but that time, I think it was like a kid in the candy store, Abramovich. He was just signing them.
Whoever he wants, huh?
Signing him, bro. Good Johnson. Yeah. He was just taking Deco, just taking players from all around the world, bro.
All right, let's move on.
Who's number 1?
Number 1, we've got 2 players sharing this. Neymar and Ronaldinho. And I love the fact that they're just as equal right now. 71 points, both of them at the same time. Neymar, Ronaldinho.
I don't like how we're classifying Ronaldinho as a winger.
I
No,
know.
wallahi, that's another one.
like
That's
that,
another
wallahi.
one. That's another one like Mbappe. That's very similar one to Mbappe.
He's the first Mbappe.
Ronaldinho just go out there and play. ما تقول لي position ما position.
Yeah.
player.
He's
playing
there,
football.
wallahi. But he's
Wallahi,
not.
me, it's not even the Ronaldinho thing, bro. I don't know how Neymar Wallah, is
He's not on his list. He's not on your list, and he's not on Ibrahim's list.
I don't know
All 3 of
how.
you don't have Neymar.
I don't know how
Completely.
high. Hassan, you gotta put number 1 ranking, bro.
Of the best winger of all time. Now, well, like this, no.
Now it's even dragged more. Like my criticism gonna go even higher. Now, like.
I'll put him in my top 10 greatest players of all time. He's on my list. But
How can he not be the best winger then?
he's not a winger, Abdullah. You imagine if he's a winger.
Hassan,
There's
he's
a
not-
couple-
he's not
there's-
even
there's
my
a lot of
greatest.
players.
Wallahi, he's not my
With
greatest.
this definition,
But
of where we just
no.
said-
Okay,
let's
okay.
just
But
say
If you're
he-
comparing him,
Yeah.
to the players on this list, where would he stand?
he's a great player, bro. He's a great player, wallah.
Where would he stand?
Not on the top 10.
Not even in the top 10
Not
against
on the
these
top 10.
players.
No way.
Is Ribery better than him, Mohammed?
These players,
Ribery's better than
Ribery, of
him?
course he's better than him.
Shuf.
Are you retarded?
This is what we're dealing with.
People are ranking Ribery number 2, number 1 in the world at one point.
Hassan, this is when you we win you back. If he's against all these players, where is he gonna stand?
No,
Be honest.
It's not better than all
He's
of
better
them.
than all of them. He's
Wallahi, Neymar, perfect position right now, number 1. Wallahi lazim.
definitely. the best
Azam, you've been obsessed with this nigga for a minute.
Abdullah's the one that's obsessed with him. not me.
winger. Nah, what are you talking about?
Abdullah is the greatest player of all time, yeah? That's what he said, isn't it?
Are you guys, when you guys say Neymar, you think Neymar is better than Ribery? Is this like massive?
Muhammad, I said to you, when the eye, they said the eye test. They did the eye test. Neymar falls in that Di Maria category. Like I said to you, like.
I think Ribéry had a much better career, bro.
When you watch Frank Ribéry, you don't think, wow, this guy is. You think this guy's a good player? He's an effective player, a great player, but he's not like
effective player, great player, and he had a better career as well.
The Neymar?
The Neymar, way better.
Maybe.
Nah, bro.
What do you mean? Not maybe.
What is Neymar won besides that sacked Barcelona team? But that's he won. Nothing.
But he's won everything there.
He's won Brazil as well.
He's won with Brazil. He won the
No,
Olympics.
but even
Yeah,
Ribéry
I don't think he won Copa
stacked
America.
with titles,
Oh, did he?
numbers.
I think because
He won the Olympics. I know he won the Olympics.
Azam? Cameroon won the Olympics.
Hold on.
Cameroon.
You know how he discredits a competition by bringing an African team into it. They were the best team.
If African team can win, we can win. Because African teams, when they combine, they have the least. That's what we see. The least.
Wallah, Hassanin, if I had
Neymar Hassanin kind of.
Hassanin,
Neymar's the one with the most ability out of
If I had-
everyone here on this list.
if I had a lineup, I have to put Ribéry or Neymar. Wallah, I'm putting Ribéry. Wallah.
Neymar any day of the week,
Wallah
Neymar.
Azim is not.
Neymar any day
Wallah
of
is
the
not.
week, bro.
Ribéry is much more effective.
Neymar, I told you, Neymar falls in that category. It's having fun. Having fun category.
Wallah, he's
no,
that.
very rare.
He's so good,
in the football, in football, they are rare is to reach a category, to reach that place where a player
At
is
the
on
highest level of
at the
world
highest
football,
level
you're
of
just
football,
enjoying
you're
yourself?
actually having fun on the ground.
Doesn't
Please
matter,
just
bro.
remember Neymar just until the last season of Barcelona.
Against players that train all day, every day. This guy's
Shagalin.
he's trying party tricks on him.
He's that good, cuz. Wallahi.
Wallah, his career has been disappointing.
I'm not. Wallah, I'm so happy that Neymar's
His career has
number
been
one.
disappointing. Ribéry was much more. Doesn't matter, Abdullah. It doesn't. It's
No,
the
but
fact
you
that
judge him on his
still-
ability. Judge him on when he was taking it seriously. What he was doing at Barcelona. Judge him on that.
Ribéry for me is more effective on the pitch, wallah, than Neymar was, wallah.
Neymar put the whole Brazil squad on his back, took him to the Confederations Cup final, they won it, and then took him to the World Cup, what was it, quarters or something, and then he got injured. Bro, and he was dominating at Barcelona even when Messi was there. When Messi was injured, him and Suarez run amok. Bro, this guy did everything.
Neymar's a
He
disgusting
did more
player.
than enough.
Neymar's a disgusting player, wallah.
Don't tell me.
If you ask me
He's not your
2040,
type of player, but he is the best winger of all time. I'm
He
sorry,
He is,
wallahi.
wallah. Wallah, he is. If I was to pick between him and Ronaldinho, I would pick Neymar.
Of course.
هذا first
I'll do that 3 years he had. Miss me with that bullshit, nigga.
You pick Neymar over Ronaldinho?
I would.
I would too. Allah would.
You guys are nuts, bro.
Yeah.
Allah, you guys are nuts.
I'll tell you why, because he's doing the crossbar challenge.
No. Ronaldinho is my favorite
Ronaldinho,
player ever,
impact-
but don't disrespect him like that.
Wallah,
Okay? Calm down.
Ronaldinho was impactful, unbelievable. One more, in such a short period that Neymar will never win.
Now, without Ronaldinho, there would be no Neymar as well. This guy's a big.
You guys said that,
influence
bro.
in Brazil.
Don't
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
the truth, though. That's
Don't open that can of worms. Don't open that can.
as well, yeah, you gotta understand influence in football, bro.
Don't open that can of worms. They can't close.
Anyhow, that was our top 10 wingers. We debated about what the hell was a winger in the first
A
place.
winger, hey guys, people listening to the podcast, you better not edit this.
Yeah,
Don't edit this.
just speak to
A
your
winger,
people. Tell your
if you
people.
cannot cross the ball, if you can't take a corner, if you don't assist the ball to the striker,
And if you're not a big game player,
big game player, you don't even know near my list. Forget about that. But if you can't do those
That's
three
so
things,
old school.
you are not considered a winger. You're considered a wide player that dribbles in and tries to score a goal for himself. That's not a winger.
what is that?
A winger?
That's even better than a winger.
That's not. That's just a wide player. That's a player who's not good enough to be on the out and the inside of the game in the traffic. So he goes outside because he can beat them with pace, and he's trying to look for his own.
You know,
shit.
Hassanin,
And
that's
he
a winger.
dominates the game.
Hassanin,
And that's why he's shit, yeah?
Hassanin, if
If you
you're
can't cross the ball, you can't do one of these things. You don't have to do all three. But if you can't do all these three things,
Hassanin, you cannot impact the game whatsoever. But if you run down the line and you whip the ball in,
yeah,
unbelievable, you can make a lie. You could have been doing shit the whole game.
like Hassan Afa is a winger. According to Azab, right?
Yeah, well, he's got to go cross.
He's a winger.
But other than that, absolutely nothing.
Yeah, no. Anyhow,
that
that was our top 10 list. People, make sure you like the video, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and let us know. Hassan's been complaining we've been doing too many top 10s. I'm sure you guys are
are
enjoying
you
it.
over it? Tell us.
No. Well, like, everybody's enjoying it.
Wait till they see the 8 that we've done before this.
Allah is right, wallahi.
And then, and then like, you guys are still doing top 10s? They'd be like, fuck. They're not going to see this until December.
well, like, hey, if you're coming, how many other top 10s do you have left? Wallah.
No. Well, like, this is the only one that we haven't
Azam
done.
is going to do top
10, top 10, other top 10s.
Top 10 now, top 10 personalities, top 10 these, top 10 haircuts.
Hey, we got to do something like that. Top 10
Wallah,
personalities.
the only top 10 left is top 10 managers of all time, and then khalas.
That's
goalkeepers.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
Top 10 managers of all time.
Goalkeepers.
You know what? Goalkeepers. No, goalkeepers. We can't do that.
I can't think of top
That's the biggest waste of time.
That's the biggest waste of time. We can't do that.
Wallahi.
Relax. Well, you know, when I ask people to make some suggestions, they've been making some top 10 suggestions as well. Top 10 managers, and then someone suggested top 10 football moments of all time.
Azam, you said top 10 Muslim players of all time.
Yeah.
When I heard
Wallah
that,
Azam.
that's how you're
How about this?
squeezing all the lemon out of this, huh?
Wallah, top 10 Muslim players, that's good.
Get out of here.
Wallah, top 10 Muslim players is good, bro.
So just so Zidane number 1 and everyone else.
Yeah, wallahi, true.
Mohamed Salah.
Thank you guys for watching. Take care.
I got the sauce. I got the sauce. I got the sauce. I got the juice. I got the juice. You other niggas look confused. I got the sauce. I got the sauce. Yeah, I got the sauce. Yeah, I got the sauce. I got the sauce. Nigga, I got the sauce. I got the sauce. I got the juice. Watch. I got the juice. Watch. I got the sauce. I got the sauce. Yeah, I got the sauce.